Ni hao, Vankas.
Ni hao, Venkas.
How's everybody doing?
I'm actually having quite a bit of fun with these regs. I'm actually having quite a bit of fun with these new regulations. The Chinese GP in the books. Lewis Hamilton back on the podium. Max Verstappen still bitching. But the boys at the front seem to be having a good time, Matthew. They seem to be having fun.
Especially one Kimi Räikkönen.
Kimi Räikkönen,
the youngest pole sitter ever, Kimi Räikkönen, baby.
Dude, huge shout outs to the king, Kimi Räikkönen. You know, Total Wolf saw Kimi Räikkönen in Finland when he was just a boy and said, I must have you, Kimi. I need to have you on my team, Kimi.
For those of you who don't know, Kimi Antonelli won the race, and when he was coming up to the podium, the announcer said, from Italy, Kimi Räikkönen.
Yes.
And it was funny, you know, because they were saying that they were talking about his youth and his age and how he was this fresh-faced baby boy. And then when he finally had his moment, they announced him as this old, drunk Finnish guy who hasn't been in the sport in years. It was a perfect end to a perfect weekend. The new regs are delivering. And I don't care what anybody says. The way those Ferraris are battling through, you know, that sweeping turn 1, turn 2, turn 8, turn 9, maybe they were kings, but I kept writing whenever they were doing that, not real racing. That was in my notes constantly. Millimeters apart.
Yeah.
Thrilling to watch. You're holding your breath. David Coulthard's having a heart attack. I just kept writing, not real racing.
Yeah. They're locking up. They're spinning out. Not real racing. It's manufactured. It's manufactured. Listen, this was a great weekend. This was what a fun race. There's so much for us to talk about. But before we get to that, babies, subscribe to our Patreon. Listen, we do the free stuff here, baby. You get this for free. But if you want the full unhinged red flags, go to patreon.com/TRFpod. Become our benefactor today. You can buy each episode individually for $3.33. That's the Max Verstappen special. But who knows how long that deal will be going around, because who knows how long he'll be sticking around Formula One based off what he thinks about everything that's going on. And we also have, show them, Matthew, a book coming out. That's right. If you want to know everything about this sport that we all love, we got Formula 101 for F1 fans who love the drama. It is your guidebook to everything Formula One. We go through the history. We go through what the hell is going on. We go through driver profiles. We got games. We got quizzes. We got everything you want. It's for the new F1 fan and the old head. If you like what's fun about Formula One, which is the spectacle, you're going to love our new book. But let's go through. We're going to do something a little bit different. Let's go through just what happened. If you didn't catch this race, if you're just catching up with us now, let's discuss what happened in this race. The big story of the race, obviously, Kimi Antonelli, 19 years old, wins his first race. I believe he's the second youngest driver to ever win a race.
Max is the first.
Max is the first, and Max is the first because Max is the guy. But the second youngest to ever win a race. He was the youngest pole sitter ever. This happened off of George Russell having a ton of issues during Q3, not getting out until the final run. There started in 1-2. The other big news story of the day, Lewis Hamilton back on the podium. Thrilling battle with Charles Leclerc. It's his first proper podium for Ferrari. Thrilling. Other news. The McLarens didn't even start. They didn't even come out of the box. Oscar Piastri is supposed to start this race in 5th, Lando Norris in 6th. They both suffered from what they're calling separate electrical issues. Didn't even start the race. There was a ton of drama in the midfield. Max Verstappen had a poor start again, dropped all the way down the order, crawled his way back to 8th. Pierre Gasly with an impressive run getting into 7th. Isaac Hadjar spun out while battling with Ollie Behrman. There were crashes galore. There was
bunch of guys didn't even
aplenty.
start or got knocked out. There was a bunch of attrition. It was amazing. It was an amazing race. Lots
an
of
amazing
stuff up and
race.
down the field. We'll get into all of it.
Tons to talk about. So let's get into it, Matt. Where should we begin with today's app?
Obviously, you got to start with numero uno, Kimi Antonelli. Oh, do we got a championship battle on our hands?
I hope and I pray. I hope and I pray. It was an impressive. Listen, we were talking on our Patreon that the qualifying, it wasn't exactly Kimi just earning it in quali, right? George, he barely got out. His car was not necessarily in the right window, but he was still able to get second because this Mercedes is an absolute rocket ship. On a Saturday, he didn't fully earn it to become the youngest pole sitter ever, but I would say he earned it in this fucking race. He earned that win. It was a solid, strong showing from the young Finnish Italian Kimi Räikkönen.
Yeah, it was a strong showing. It was a commanding showing. George, he had to clear a bunch of bullshit, but when he finally got on Kimi's tail, he couldn't catch him.
Yep.
Brussels sprouts will say that he had to eat up a lot of tires to get through the Ferraris and all the other people that he had to get through other people. I mean, he had a hell of a time. And because I think after that pit stop, he had more guys to get through. It was kind of and then he had hell on the restart after the Stroll incident. He had no fucking grip. But when he got on the back of him, he couldn't catch him. It was a commanding showing from Antonelli. And I wouldn't say that this is, Kimi's there. This is a championship battle. I wouldn't say, but this is the start. This is like the building blocks of a campaign.
Yeah.
He's won. He hasn't won. When you're running for president, because I kind of see this as they're running for president a little bit.
Yeah.
The way George talks, he's running for president. He's locked up one key, a smaller state. It's not like Iowa, but it's a good state. It's a solid state. He's got to keep building on it. And hopefully it's that confidence boost he needed after the FP3 crash. He's had 2 starts from hell, right? Yep. He really needed this one. And if he could just build on this momentum, I think it'll be really impressive. And I think we're talking about presidential campaigns. Lewis is always running for president, whether he's in the front, whether he's in the midfield. George is doing all the Lewis goes ni hao. We talked about this in the Patreon. Lewis goes ni hao. George goes shay, right? Lewis thanks everybody in the factory. George goes, I like to thank everybody in the factory. And Kimi, too. Great job by Kimi. Great to see Lewis back here on the podium. He's thanking more. I see your thanks and I raise you. I raise your thanks. And then Kimi starts to cry. And everybody just melts, and it was amazing. So in a way, he's shot up into the stratosphere, and he's winning hearts. And it's the fucking Hunger Games, right? Yeah. if I'm his manager in the Hunger Games, I'm like, wow, he's really getting the people on his side. He's 19 years old. He's so earnest. I mean, George is so polished. He's cringe, and I love him, and I love how hard he tries. I actually love how hard George tries to be likable.
Right. Yeah.
But Kimi doesn't even have to try. He's like, oh my God, he's in my dream. And he cries, and he's not even trying to be likable, and you just want to hug him.
Yeah.
His Hunger Games campaign is going really well right now. Is all I'm saying.
Dude, it was working on me, dude. He started crying, and I was like, F1. I was like, F1's a beautiful sport. F1's a beautiful sport.
It got me, dude. It got me so hard. It was like the 5 fingers of making me cry. Is like Kill Bill 5 Fingers of Death. Yeah. And he sneaks up on you. It's like Uma Thurman goes ding, 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 ding. And I go, where'd that come from? It was crazy, dude. It was crazy. He really got me on his side. And I'm George Russell. I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
He just has to cry. I've been working it. I've been working it sociopathically for years. I've been doing focus groups. I've been making PowerPoints. I've been training for this my whole life. And he just cries? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Really devastating moment for George. Hopefully Kimi can keep working at it. Doing moments like that. You talked about this on the Patreon, right, Brian? Lewis quickly goes and puts his arm around Kimi, mentoring Kimi, just hugging Kimi. And George he's like, oh, hey, former coworker, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it's devastating to George, who grew up worshiping Kimi. If Kimi could just keep needling away at that, if he could just keep picking away. We've seen with Oscar Piastri, even polished, put together packages, they're all human. These guys are human. It affects them. It eats away at them. So hopefully this is the beginning of the cracking of the ice facade that is George Russell. Let's hope and let's pray.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it'll be very telling to see kind of what this does to Kimi's confidence, right?
Yes.
Because I think there's a whole narrative around Mercedes and around Kimi where he's just a kid, right? It's just like, he's 19 years old. Don't be too hard on him. He's just a kid. Kimi's just a baby. Kimi's a baby. We treat him like a baby. But the plan is not for him to be a baby and for him to be coddled for his whole career. He is in this position because Toto Wolff thinks that he is a future world champion. How distant is that future in his mind? How distant is that future in George's mind? How distant is that future in Kimi's mind? And can that future be not the future and be fucking right now? Can Kimi Antonelli actually start to bring it to George? Because let's be real. This Mercedes-Benz is a rocket ship. This Mercedes-Benz is, unless Ferrari can really put together some really, some big updates in these next couple of weeks, because we're not going to do a race in Bahrain. We're not going to do a race in Saudi Arabia. We're going to have like 3 weeks off after Japan before we head to, Canada? Or no, Miami? Before we head to Miami, we're going to have a few weeks off. We know that Kimi was solid in Miami last year. But can Ferrari really make that jump? I don't really think that that's going to happen. The reality of who is actually going to challenge for this championship, if it's not Kimi Antonelli, it's no one. So, from the pace that we've seen on that Saturday, they're going to be 1-2 every weekend. Even if they're not, all hooked in, even if they're a few tenths off each other, they're going to be 1-2 all year. So can Kimi Antonelli start to gain that confidence, start to have that belief in himself? And can he make that transition from he's just a 19-year-old boy to no, he's a fucking competitor. He's actually here to make his presence known and to actually win right the fuck now.
And let's not get it twisted, right? They say he's a baby. They say give him time. They say la-di-da-di-da. But Max keeps talking about how unhappy he is, how much he hates it. He could move to Mercedes in 2027. Then they got to pick one of these guys.
Yep.
So when push comes to shove, if Kimi doesn't hang close to George, at least come close. I mean, there is a world in which if Kimi just comes close, George Russell could win the championship and lose his job.
Yes.
Right? So
yes.
I think that's Kimi's goal, right? Is he needs to just keep doing what he's doing, right? Just stay within fighting distance. Maybe he could stay the championship, but if George just edges him, if it's a Lando Norris, Oscar Piastri sort of, he gave him a real fucking headache all year. George could win the championship and be fucking gone next year. So that's sort of where he needs to be. He's like, I need to hang around. I need to be within a tenth. And even if I lose, George is gone and Max is in, and I'm the future. Right. So that's kind of the other calculus. But if George blows him out of the water, I don't know if that calculus is going to be the same. So the stakes are are really, really high for him. He needs to make sure that he stays in that seat and he doesn't get moved over to Alpine or whatever the fuck after Toto buys it. So
well, now Toto's really made he's made his bed though, because that radio message to Kimi after the race, I think he listens to the pod because I felt like he was talking to us. I mean,
can I just say I really hated that radio, not because I felt like it was a direct attack. I got over that. I felt like he was directly speaking to you and me, like you said.
Yeah.
But that's not the way you congratulate somebody, because he kind of made it about himself. Everyone told me I was a fucking idiot for hiring you. I brought you in too fast. They told me you weren't ready. I'm a fucking genius for bringing you around.
Yeah. It was kind of a pat. He was hugging Kimi
himself on the back.
Dude, he was hugging Kimi while patting, and his arms were so long, he was patting himself on the back while doing it. That's literally what that radio message was. Because this is what he said. This is what he said on the radio. This is what he said on the radio to Kimi after the win. He's too young. We shouldn't put him in Mercedes. He makes mistakes. We should have put him on a smaller team. He wasn't ready. Here we go, Kimi. Victory.
That was him congratulating himself.
Yeah.
That would be like because podcasts get Golden Globes now, right?
Yeah, right.
Podcasts get Golden Globes. Let's say Jenny got a Golden Globe for producing our podcast. Yeah. And I gave her a hug and I said, they told me we shouldn't hire you. You worked at Fannie Mae. You had no podcasting experience. They told me I shouldn't have done it. They told me I was an idiot, in fact.
Yeah.
You couldn't edit your way out of a paper bag. I had to teach you how to edit. Like, I'm a dick. It's like you just say, congratulations, Jenny. You did it. You're amazing. Not, I'm a fucking genius for not listening to all the shit people said about you. It's such a horrible way to congratulate somebody. Like,
Jenny in the chat. Jenny in the chat says, "Let's say it. I'm dead." And then as you kind of like added on, you couldn't even edit your way. She goes, "Okay, that's enough. That's enough." No, it's so true. I mean, he was definitely he was shutting up his own haters. It wasn't necessarily for Kimi's benefit that he was doing that. He was definitely talking.
Jenny goes, "Who's talking shit about?" Literally nobody. We had 5 listeners. So it was a hypothetical.
But that's a very interesting point you're making about the Max Verstappen of it all, because obviously he is unhappy. He is miserable. He got a horrible start again. I mean, at a certain point, I don't know. It's like Isaac Hadjar didn't have that bad of a start. Is there like a little bit of user error? Is there a little bit of user error? Or is he like is there's nothing that can ever be said about him? There's maybe a little bit of user error there.
I don't know. It's if it was a Lando Norris that was having all these bad starts,
Of course.
He never has. He doesn't. I've never seen him have bad starts.
I know, but this is a new technology that clearly he is like not meshing with.
Right.
Because now it's been 3 starts. I mean, it's been kind of almost 3 starts in a row. Where he's had.
Let's get to Max's race. Formula Meme had this meme. They're called Formula Meme. So I stole this. They wrote Max. I wrote Max's race according to Formula Meme. Qualifies P8, back of the grid by turn 1. Claws back to P10, overtaken by a Haas on pace. Pits, instantly fucked by safety car timing. Claws back to P6, engine fucking dies. Like, just... And what's interesting about Max, and I identify with this a lot, is he bitches and moans, but he doesn't ever quit.
Yeah, no.
Like, he races really fucking hard. He got fucked. He had the race from hell, and he really, I was like, wow, there he is. He's back. He's right in the mix again.
Yeah.
Every time, he's really Chucky, right?
Yeah,
I forgot it. He called himself Chucky. He really is Chucky because he kept getting, circumstances just kept throwing him back into the void. And he kept just clawing his way back.
I mean, the safety car timing was brutal. I mean, they came in literally a lap before the safety. I think it was him and Lawson, I think, both came in like literally a lap before the safety car came in. I was like, that is fucking brutal. And then after all that, engine kicks out. Absolutely brutal from him. But your point about what's going to happen at Mercedes, because there was a ton of noise last year about that, right? A ton of noise about this is what's, is Max, Toto's leaving the door open for Max. He's leaving the door slightly ajar for Max. When will that conversation rear its head again? How real are the Max Verstappen retirement rumors and dialogue, or if that shiny Mercedes, button presents itself, will he try to press it? Will they allow him in? And then I think the other factor that goes into that is how dominant is this Mercedes, or do they think that there is a world where McLaren actually makes a jump in 2027 or 2028. There is a world where Ferrari actually makes improvements over the course of the season, and they are really challenging for championships. Because right now, at present gap, at present state of play, Mercedes doesn't need Max Verstappen. They don't need him.
Yeah, but they will need him. If you see how these regs go, right? Yeah. You need a guy like him at the end of a regulation set when it comes closer.
Yeah.
Right? We see how this goes. You start off with a rocket ship, and then look at that 2021, right? It tightens. Yeah. Right. Look at 2026, 2025, right? The McLaren's caught up. So the driver starts to make the difference. And the only reason it was close is because Max was on the other team. The only reason Red Bull was ever in the hunt in 2025 and 2026 is because of Max. So that's when you want it. You don't need him in the beginning of the regulation set. Fucking anyone could win that one. You need him at the end of the regulation set. I don't know. Max flip-flops, right? Max says, I want to die at Red Bull, this, that, and the other thing. But, from Toto's side, very recently he says Toto Wolff called Max's experience at Red Bull a horror show. So he is poking. Yeah. He's leaving the door open.
He's aware. He's plugged into the feelings of Max Verstappen.
Right.
Toto's always kind of aware how Max is feeling. He's like Chat GPT. He goes, that must be so hard for you. You're so right. He's like validating all of Max's feelings from Max's end. And we don't know the particulars of George's contract, but because it was very heated. But I think he has like a 2 year, but there's like performance clauses. And I think the performance clauses, if I'm guessing, it's related to Kimi. Right.
So if he blows Kimi out of the water, he's secure. Yeah. But if he doesn't, I'm sure that leaves the door open for Max.
Well, let's talk about the only people that can stand in the way of Mercedes. Let's talk about Scuderia Ferrari. Let's talk about the boys in red. This was, I loved this race from them.
Yes.
I love this race from them. Listen, the gap is what the gap is with regards to Mercedes. As much as they can get a great start off the line, as that start was a thrill, within, I think, 1 lap, Kimi had him, and within 4 laps, George had them both, and it was the Mercedes out in front. So, and as much as then the pit stops happened and George had to fight his way through, and there was a little moment where they were kind of had one up on George because his tires he was sliding all over the place, and his hard tires were cold. Mercedes is just what Mercedes is right now. We will see if Ferrari can make some improvements to close that gap, if they can make some improvements to maybe figure out how to have a bit more straight line speed, because where the differential seems to be happening is that Mercedes is just a rocket ship on the straights, that they have 8/10 on them on long straights. When come Baku, that straight at Baku, it's going to be curtains for everyone on those straights when Mercedes is on the track. But Mercedes has Ferrari has the advantage on the corners, that they're you look at the track dominance, that they're better in their corner. So if they can figure out their straight line speed and the starts, obviously. But I don't know. I loved that Leclerc.
That was thrilling. It was thrilling.
The Leclerc-Hamilton battle was fucking thrilling. It was so great. And you know what? Leclerc, there's all this talk about these regs. There's so much talk about these regs, and from drivers, from Max Verstappen, from old
pundits.
Heads. This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't. And people are talking about these drivers. They're not even having fun. They're not even having fun because this isn't what Formula One is anymore. And I don't know. He said it himself. I mean,
and he lost the battle, and he still thought it was fun.
Yes. And Lewis after the race said that was some of the most fun I've ever had on a racetrack. So it bodes well. It bodes well for that these regs.
These cars can follow each other. They can follow each other. You can overtake for the lead. I mean, even with their big engine advantage, they didn't completely scamper off right away. You can follow, and there's so many reasons I have a problem with all the hatred on these regulations.
Yeah.
First of all, it was thrilling to watch. Second of all, I said this on the Patreon. All these pundits that are like concerned about how much fun the drivers are having. I'm sorry. I give a fuck about how much fun these millionaire, non-tax-paying assholes have at work. Oh, I'm sorry, you're not having fun at work?
Right.
What? You're having less fun at work than usual, getting paid millions of dollars to fly around the world and have people obsessed with you wherever you go? You're having less fun than before? And these pundits are feeling sorry for them. And you know what the worst part is, Brian? I thought about this more. You know what the worst part is? Yeah. The pundits are blaming the Netflix generation. They're like, the Netflixification of the sport, the this and that, it's a video game. It's because of they're blaming the DTS fans. And I'm thinking to myself, motherfucker, it's this way because they wanted Audi to come in.
Right.
They're not even blaming the right people. It's like, stop blowing the billionaires. Will you stop sucking the dick of the billionaires? This is literally for two reasons they did this. They did this to bring in Audi and to check a fucking box with this net zero shit.
Yeah.
With the carbon neutral shit. So don't blame us for this. If you don't like it, at least blame the right people, which is fucking Audi, which never finishes. Gabriel Bortoletto was in a fucking sweatsuit today. So they did this to bring Audi in and for the net zero bullshit. Okay? So this has nothing to do with the DTS fan, okay? It's ridiculous. At least point the finger at fucking Audi. It's their fault.
Yeah.
Point your finger at net zero.
This whole thing is to appeal to big business, not to appeal to fans.
It's nothing to do with the fans. It happens to be appeal. They just, by accident, happen to produce, they fucking, a broken clock is right twice a day. It happens to be fun to watch.
Yes.
And they still blame the fans.
And they blame the fans for having a good time watching the races. They're mad that they're mad that fans are enjoying the races. That's also what's happening.
Crazy. They're mad that the fans are enjoying it, and they're siding with the millionaires against the people that pay everybody's salaries. It's disgusting. It's bootlicking.
Yeah.
If anybody's, it's crazy. It's crazy. It makes me sick. But enough. Let's talk about the racing.
Yeah,
which I thought was real and fun.
Which was fucking
Everybody
real
was blocking up and banging into each other, and it was fun. I had a lot of fun.
And Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, who I trust their opinions, as much as people like to think that Max Verstappen is the only person who has an opinion worth listening to in this world, Charles Leclerc said it was fucking great. Lewis Hamilton said it was fucking great. And yeah, their car is decent, but they're not winning. It's not like they're not winning the fucking championship this year. It's not like they are in this position that when George Russell says that he loves the regs, you take it with a grain of salt. You go, okay, well, all right, sure. But you're a fucking politician and you're going to win this championship this year, probably, unless Kimi stands in your way. Like, and you're a company man. But like, Lewis Hamilton, before this thing, he's been vocal when he doesn't like something. Charles Leclerc, not as vocal, but I don't think he's just saying that out of nowhere. It was a thrilling battle to watch. And I want to talk a little bit about the resurgence of Lewis fucking Hamilton, dude. I'm getting such satisfaction watching Lewis Hamilton shut the haters the fuck up. I'm getting such satisfaction watching Lewis Hamilton do his fucking thing again. Because these cars work a little bit better with how he likes to drive a car. They're smaller, they're more nimble. He never fucked with the ground effect cars. Now we're in cars that he's more used to. He also credits, he's also like, well, I was involved with making this car, so that's why it's it's.
He takes credit for building the car.
He was like, last year's car, I wasn't in the kitchen when they were cooking that thing up, so you can't. I never really liked it, but. People were wanting to fucking just throw dirt on his grave. He's done. He's washed. He's finished. Leclerc's obviously going to have his number. Guess what? He fucking outqualifies Leclerc. And then he absolutely, in that battle, had the edge and then was able to cruise into his first fucking podium with Ferrari. And I can't also help. Remember last year with the Carlos Sainz of it all? Do you remember last year with the Carlos Sainz of it all? When he got his podiums? It's like the last person to win a race with Ferrari was actually Carlos Sainz. The last how many podiums did you get this year, Lewis? Fired the wrong guy. Like can we all
Carlos
shut
Sainz
the fuck up now?
Also, Carlos Sainz promoted to Williams.
Yeah. Oh, that meme. Everyone shut up. Sit the fuck down. Williams is back at the back of the grid, and Lewis Hamilton is right where he belongs, standing on fucking podiums and beating these young boys down. That's what the fuck is happening. I hope that it's not just China, because he loves China.
he loves China, dude.
I mean, Lewis loves China. He won the sprint race last year. He loves China.
I think there's two things going on. I think he does like these new cars. I think that is true. He likes these cars more than the other cars. But you cannot discount how much this guy loves China. He won the sprint race last year. In the car that he fucking hates. Okay?
Yeah.
So you cannot overstate this fact that China, he goes back in time. Remember the Zac Efron movie 17 again, or whatever the fuck?
Yeah.
He becomes 2008 Lewis.
Right.
But in China specifically, it is quite alarming how good he is in China.
But this year has been different because he's been around Leclerc. Leclerc, was better than him in Australia, but these Ferraris
he's closer.
He's closer. He's closer, and then he had this win here. So it was just great to see him fucking back there again. Obviously, the dynamic between him, George, and Kimi needs to be studied. It was amazing because Lewis in the cool down room, because he hadn't been there in over a year, was like, damn, it's fucking nice in here. Like, they've really done some upgrades. He couldn't stop commenting about how nice the room was. He sits on the couch and he literally goes to George. He goes, "This couch is nicer than the one they have in the press conference. This couch is amazing." Like, he couldn't stop because it's actually
it's like you and I going back to our old high school and being like, "Wow, this gym is really nice."
Literally,
our gym sucked. You guys got flat screens in here? We used to have the trolley that they rolled in with the TV and the VHS. Fucking hell. iPads? Yeah. iPads.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Crazy.
It was amazing. I love like a little nuance like that because it's like he hasn't been on a podium since 2024, and I guess they've upped the game. I guess they've upped the game in the cool down rooms, and this couch. He's like, damn, is this a fucking cloud couch? Like, what the, dude? This is nice. This is where'd you get this upholstered?
But only old guys are really like studying the sitting down situation.
Of course.
Whenever I go into a restaurant, first thing I do, I go, what is the chair situation? What is the lumbar support? I have back problems. What is the lumbar support situation? When I go into a restaurant and they have those high stools on, I'm like, fuck me. Fuck whoever picked this place. Yeah. Because there's no lumbar support. You know? So that is an old guy with back issues move who appreciates. When you're young, you just sit anywhere. Anywhere you sit is fun. You don't care. If there's no seating, you'll stand.
Yeah, Kimi doesn't give a fuck. Kimi's not thinking about the couch at all. Kimi's like, Kimi's on cloud nine. Kimi's like, it's as if he's on like tons of cocaine is what Kimi's feeling in that moment. He's like, chair? What chair? What's a chair? I don't even know what a chair fucking is.
There was a great moment also in the cool down room where Bono was trying to like share the moment, and Kimi was present for it, and then the replays came on, and he was like in a trance. Yeah, and he just walked away from Bono to just watch his highlight reel. Yeah.
I can't help but also think about the awkwardness. We mentioned it earlier, but the awkwardness with George and Lewis and Kimi and Toto and George and Lewis and Kimi, because Toto's two favorite people on the planet are Lewis Hamilton and Kimi Antonelli. And even and after that race, he goes over, he like gives Kimi like a big hug. You know, he gives him a big Papa Toto hug. Then just gives George like a little like, nice, bro. And then goes, and then like Lewis is walking by, and he immediately like, he goes from giving George like this nothing high. It's kind of like the Obama. Remember
it's the Key and Peele. I was thinking about that.
It's the Key and Peele sketch. It's the Key and Peele sketch where he's like, you know, I tap you up. He's like, well, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you. He's giving
George is the white one that he just shakes the hand with.
That's right. But then, so he's giving George just like a little bit, whatever. And then Lewis walks by and he like immediately leaves George to just like go say something cheeky to Lewis. I don't know what he said. Just kind of one of his. I'm a little bit over his like. He's like, that's three Mercedes drivers on the podium. And it's like, actually, no, it's fucking not, because you didn't give Lewis what he wanted, so he left to go to Ferrari. I get it. But it's not three Mercedes drivers. It's two Mercedes drivers, and the driver that you kind of let go, who's at a different team now. That's what it is.
It's giving. Lewis is the ex-wife that he loves. George is the current wife that he doesn't like that much. And Kimi is his child that he loves. Yeah. You know, and George from the other marriage almost.
Yes.
So it's like, so George is just a shitty stepmom that does all the work and gets no fucking love at all.
Truly. He's taking care of the kid. He's taking care of
invisible labor. It's definition. It's definition of invisible labor.
It's the definition. Because he's like, he's literally like, he's having to nurture the son from the other marriage. That's what's happening. And he's not getting any love. He's not getting any respect.
And they write shitty fairy tales about him.
Yeah.
The evil stepmother. Sucks to be the stepmother.
What else? What else should we just? Let's McLaren's. I mean,
apparently they got the same power unit. Apparently they got the same one. They way slower than the Mercedes. All right, I'll buy that they're slower, but they fucking brake too? Neither of them start? Are you crazy?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Both of them malfunction? I don't know. I got to give Gunther a hard time about it. He goes, it's against the rules. They have to have the same power unit. It's against I'm like, because no one in Formula One ever breaks the rules. And if you had if you had to give a shitty power unit to one customer, who would you give it to? You're giving it to McLaren.
Dude,
Alpine, take the great one. You're not going to compete with us. Williams, that's 900 pounds overweight. Take the great one. You're not going to do it's McLaren. If I had to pick, and I think F1, what's his name? F1 Mac.
Yeah, Callum.
The Red Bull guy. Callum,
yeah.
He's even said this. He said this. He goes, not all engines are created equally. He goes, you put them on the dyno. We used to name them, but then you get sad when they die.
Yeah.
But, when you put them on the dyno, you're like, oh, Betsy, I love Betsy. She's just, they don't all come out of the water. You're manufacturing 1,000 different pieces. You put them together. Not all of them are the same. Even if you try to make them all equal, they're not all equal. We've heard this from an engine mechanic.
Yeah. Dude, you're telling me that when the Mercedes board got together, they didn't have a conversation about, hey, so what the fuck happened with this McLaren shit? Hey, so that's never happening again because this is fucking embarrassing if a customer team is winning championships and dominating us. So that doesn't happen anymore. You're telling me that conversation, maybe not as explicitly at that. I mean, I'm making a point here. I'm making kind of a joke, but like, you're telling me that there wasn't a conversation around like, hey, so how do we prevent something like this from happening again? Or like, what are we allowed to do to make this harder for them? Because this was an embarrassment for us, for our customer team to be as dominant these last 2 years while we were fucking, twiddling our thumbs in the midfield.
I think it's a less aero-dependent regulation set, so I have to give some room for that, some nuance.
Of course.
But this isn't a nuanced podcast, unfortunately, for everyone listening. But there is a bit of Godfather or Game of Thrones where it's the Mercedes board. You see Oscar Piastri just walking out having not run in a Grand Prix yet. He just hasn't. I found that out. He hasn't been in a race yet.
Right.
And Lando Norris fucking getting out of the car, there's a bit of the Mercedes board sends their regards. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
McLaren sleeping with the fishes.
Hey, hope you had fun last year. Hope you had fun. Because that's all you're getting.
Hope it was worth it, bitch. Hope it was fucking worth it.
Yeah.
With all your papaya rules and you playing God and you just fucking running amok with how dominant you were, I hope it was fucking worth it because because you, as long as you're a customer, Johnny Fontaine never gets that part, right?
Yes.
McLaren never wins again.
Yeah.
I think that it really is. I mean, Andrea Stella. I mean, you call us conspiracy theorists, but Andrea Stella is just doing interviews, being like, "This is fucked up." Honestly, they asked him what the problem is. He goes, "It's electrical. You got to take it up with HPP." He said that. I'm paraphrasing, but he said something to that effect. Take it up with the fucking manufacturers of our power unit, which on the other team seem to be going flawlessly.
Right. This is the quote. So at the moment, these issues are understood in terms of what the problem is, but they are not fully understood in terms of the root cause. Obviously, there's an area of the car which is not under McLaren's control, he explained. So we rely on what is reported by HPP, and we trust completely their report. Fucking, what is it?
And according to the
Pride goeth
report
before the fall, trust goeth before the fall. There's got to be something about, don't trust the wrong people. And according to their report at the moment, the two problems are of a different nature. It looks like just coincidence they happened at the same time, at the same Grand Prix, and they are both of a terminal nature. So he's saying this isn't on a, listen, we get our ordinance. This, we got some stuff in our control, but
this is all on their end.
So he added to this.
This is all the fault of the power unit manufacturer that Mercedes seems to have no problem with on their car.
Yeah.
And Alpine seem to be running well.
Yeah, I mean, Pierre Gasly had a fucking amazing race.
Right. He's fighting with he's
Red
fighting
Bulls.
with fucking Red Bulls.
Yeah.
So Pierre Gasly seems to be running well. I mean, Williams is running like shit, but they're way overweight.
Yeah.
And who else is who? So we have Mercedes, McLaren, Williams, Alpine. Are there any other engine?
I think that's it.
No, but Haas is Ferrari.
Yeah. No, but Haas also looking strong. I mean, this with the McLaren's out, this made this race a kind of like a big opportunity for, the midfield.
Yes.
Yes. And right now, that midfield battle, I mean, between Haas, Alpine, and RB, for that best of the rest, I think will be a
bloodbath.
It's going to be a fun battle to watch because also the gaps are clear. In terms of right now where we are. I mean, I took a picture at one point at the end of the race, lap 56 of 56. Antonelli wins. Russell was 7 seconds behind. Hamilton was 18 seconds behind Russell.
And
okay?
there was a safety car. You also have to remember, guys. So
and there was a safety car
up together. Yeah.
And it was, I mean, the safety car was early enough that it was, not that crazy, but there was a safety car. So Hamilton's 18 seconds behind the Mercedes, right? That's Hamilton and Leclerc. They're alone because behind Leclerc, who was 4 seconds behind Hamilton, 27 seconds behind them was Behrman and Gasly.
Yeah.
And 19 seconds behind Gasly was Lawson and Hadjar. And 21 seconds behind Hadjar was Sainz, Colapinto, Hulkenberg, and Lindblad. So, and Lindblad...
They're in clumps. They're in clumps, but at least within the clumps, they're close with each other, so we could see each clump fighting.
Yes.
That's exciting. That's exciting. We get to see... Hopefully what we're going to get is we're going to get to see the Mercedes fighting each other, the Ferraris fighting each other, the McLarens fighting each other. Maybe, hopefully, the Red Bulls will figure it out, and the Red Bulls and the McLarens will dice it up.
Yep.
The Haas's, because I think the Red Bulls will advance. I think, and then watching the Haas's and the VCARBs and the Alpines fucking go at it. And then maybe Audi will sneak. I think Audi will sneak in there, and I think Williams and Cadillac and Aston, they're just, I think we forget about them. I think,
that's a whole, I mean, because 31 seconds behind Lindblad was Bottas, so like that, out of the you start here, you go down, 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 and then at the fucking bottom of the barrel, the bottom of everything, that's where the Cadillacs and then the Astons.
But you're gonna get, but I think Williams probably secured their like 8th place because or the 9th place. They secured not last. They secured a place above Cadillac and Aston Martin with these points, right? I think.
Yeah, they'll be fighting. They'll really be fighting against. They're
Audi
really going to be going.
Martin. Well, if Aston Martin can figure it out.
No. It's going to be Audi. It's really like that's that battle. It's Williams versus Audi.
But I think when Audi shows up, they get in queue.
Yeah.
Like their thing is going to be reliability.
Yeah.
When Audi shows up, they're clearly in the points. They can be. So the key is when Audi doesn't show up, is there enough attrition for Carlos Sainz or Albon to show up? Yeah. That's a $64 question. It was thrilling to see some of the midfield stuff. I mean, Lindblad, we jinxed him because we anointed him the second coming of Michael Schumacher. And then he immediately had several spins. He fought Max, but I like his attitude. He fought Max. He fought Max like an animal. He fought Lawson like even Lawson, who fights everybody like a motherfucker, was like, God damn, calm down. Show some fucking restraint.
We're going to get into our awards in a second, but possible radio of the day, it's not going to be, but like one of the great ones was, guys, what are we doing here? Because Lawson was just like, because Lindblad was going after him. But and for Lawson to say that, given his track record, he's like, guys, you want to get this rabid dog on the leash here? What's going on, guys? We're just gonna lose time here. What are we doing? No, but that was a fun battle. Yeah, I mean, the stuff happening in the midfield is fun. I'm loving
the
these
Haas
regs.
and the Alpines mixing it up.
Yeah,
I mean, Ollie Behrman is looking...
Colapinto was kind of holding his own.
Going long on the strategy. Then he pits at Ocon, who is I think he's in trouble. Ooh. I think we might, guys, we've seen, I think this is our last year with him. I think if this continues the way it's going, I think take it in, SD Bestie fans, because I don't think he's going to be in Haas next year if this is how it goes. Yeah. I don't know who.
And Behrman's just crushing it. And Lewis, he's not going anywhere next year.
Lewis not going anywhere. That's a great point, Brian. The way he's talking, he's happy. He's loving life right now.
He's like, I'll race till I'm 50. I'll do the Alonso. I love this.
Fully Tom Brady right now. And he doesn't even have a Giselle at this. I mean, he has Kim. But so I really, I mean, who knows with Lewis? One day he's up, one day he's down. But I really think that he's not going anywhere necessarily. So I think for a while,
for maybe this whole reg set. I'm sorry, for this whole reg set, maybe if he's strong. And he wants to do it, and Ferrari is willing to keep, wants to keep him, and doesn't want to, if they're down with what's happening, he's not going fucking anywhere.
I think it's more likely Leclerc jumps at this point, because watching all his compatriots win WDCs is just too painful for him. At this moment, I think Leclerc's a more likely jumper than Lewis. I think Behrman's going to stay there. It's too early to say who would move. Maybe a Lawson, maybe a Yuki Tsunoda, I don't know who goes into that slot, but it's not looking good for Ocon. But that was crazy when Colapinto, he stays out, he really holds his own. It was a good performance. It shows what the Alpines have done with the power unit, with the Mercedes power unit that hasn't been scuttled. And then he comes out and Ocon just fucking spins out, clatters into him. And he did something on the radio that I never heard before in my life. He just went, it's my fault. Yeah. From Ocon, no less. From Ocon, no less. The guy, one of the most rabid, takes no prisoners kind of guy.
And prideful guy. Pride goeth before the fall with him normally. He was just how many crashes have we seen with Ocon where he's just like, fucking this guy?
Well, it wasn't his teammate, too, so maybe there was something of that. It's not his teammate. He doesn't really give a fuck. Yeah. So that was incredible. And even at the back, it was fucking fascinating. I mean, possible red flag of the day, Brian. Perez, I mean, you're nowhere. All you got to do, you're just collecting data at this point.
Yeah.
What are you doing, dude? You fucking take out your teammate in the opening lap. You're not a young hothead. You're already set for life. Your one fucking job is to just fucking collect data, give feedback. And what do? You fucking take out your fucking teammate. You risk a fucking double DNF in your race 2 before a fucking
You're literally there. You might as well start in the pit lane and just be like, hey, so we're just going to start 10 seconds behind everyone because we're just trying to collect. These are test sessions for us. These are FP1s for us. What the fuck are you
doing?
Yeah.
You hire 2 old guys because you just want quote unquote safe pair of hands.
Yeah.
And guys who know how cars are supposed to work, so they can say, see, this is not a car's supposed to work like this. 100%. But you can't do that if you crash into one. And Valtteri, they say, Valtteri, how was the car today? He goes, well, my whole side was ripped open. That was what was wrong with the car today. Yeah. Right? So you kind of fuck up the data, you kind of fuck up the control there.
That car, you can't use that data.
That data's fucked. They can't, these poor engineers who already are in over their head are more in over their head. And guess what? Now they just have to sit with this shitty data for a month because of the horrible situation that's going on. So it's just so dumb. It's really dumb and possible red flag for Perez there. I've been hard on him before, but that was a tough one.
Well, let's get into our awards. Let's start with hottest moment of the day from the Chinese GP.
I mean, it's the Ferraris with the start and trading and doing all that not real racing. It's got to be that, all that not real racing. All that not real racing. I don't even know what I watched. I don't even know what that was. Yeah.
Just manufactured bullshit. That's what it is. I would consider that to be hot. Daddy of the day.
It's gotta be Kimi's dad, who looked like he was having a heart attack. He was like, he looks how my dad would have looked if I was in that situation. Just stressing, fully stressed, needing his fucking Xanax.
Yeah.
Taking deep breaths, looking at the camera and being like, hey, putting on a fake smile, trying to pretend like he's not having a heart attack. His son gave him a heart attack when he fucking went off. Not only did he go off, and then he goes, I had a heart attack. But then he did the stupid zigzag thing at the end. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? You almost fucking, why do they do the zigzag thing? I mean, do we not see Oscar Piastri trying to warm up his tires? Have we not, how many, somebody else, they've actually, Nigel Mansell actually crashed doing that one time.
I'm waiting because it's kind of like
it's gonna happen.
It's like when a football player gets like an interception or just like a breakaway towards the end zone and they start like doing the high stepping
celebrating.
I'm waiting.
It's gonna happen.
I'm waiting for someone to drop the ball before they get into the end zone because we've seen that happen on a football team.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And I couldn't believe he did the little zigzag, especially with these new reg sets, the new reg sets where the AI or the machine learning or whatever the fuck it is can just be like, let's do a little more power here.
Yeah, turbo engage, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Where we're going, we don't need roads. Boom. So, I thought that was a bit of a flex considering but I think he was kind of, you gotta get bored when you're that far. Lando Norris was the king of that. He goes, oh, fuck, I fell asleep there. Oh, shit,
it was such a Lando Norris move when he went off. I was like, Jesus, what was it in Singapore? Right? When he was up by like literally 5 minutes and almost crashed into the fucking wall.
And it was worse because it was like a wall touch. He goes, he just said nearly shit myself. He said some shit like that.
Yeah, that's a great for Daddy of the Day. I would also give it to, Lewis. Just kind of be like, he was just like, first win, buddy. Hey, bud. First win there, buddy boy. But also just like the favorite sonning Kimi as George, does busy work.
I'm having an immediate flashback. He loves to like any young gun that's hot shit. He loves to just slipstream. Remember when Lando won Spa?
Yeah.
And he was like, such a great driver, Lando.
Yeah.
Lando's so fast.
Those mechanics are fast. Yeah.
He's goddamn it, Lando's good. Love Lando. And then I think he was immediately putting his arm around Lando and just being like, he's like the next me.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
So he's savvy.
Because also like that ship sailed with McLaren. That ship sailed with Verstappen. So he's like got to find like his guys. You know what I mean? So he's like, Kimi's my guy. Like I will mold him in my image.
Because he understands the power of Senna kind of took it from, who did he take it from? Senna took it. Senna took it from
Schumacher took it from Senna.
Schumacher took it from Senna, but Senna took it from Prost a little bit.
Yeah.
Prost took it from these guys, they take it from each other. right? There's kind of it's violent, but the baton sort of goes.
Yeah,
and if he can kind of be gracious about it, it only sort of adds to his magnanimity and how awesome he is. I think.
Also, let's not ignore what he said in the
Prost took it from Lauda. Prost took it from Lauda a little bit.
Yeah.
That was kind of the Lauda was right before him. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, we got hey, read about it in our book.
Read about it in our book. Link is in the bio for people who keep fucking saying, "Where's the bio?" It's in the fucking bio.
Pre-order now. Yeah. But let's not forget what Lewis also said during the post race, where he was like, it's good, clean racing. He was like, this was like clean. He was just like, I couldn't help but feel like there was like a dig at Verstappen there a little bit. There's like, this is what racing should be. Like what Charles and I just did. Hey, everyone, that's the standard. This is what it should be. We can fight and have it be clean and have it be fair. We can do that. Couldn't help but feel.
It's like they have an intimacy coordinator go through how they race.
Yeah.
So this is how you film an intimate scene between two drivers, right?
So you're gonna put your tire on his front wing
with his permission.
Here. Yeah. Is this good?
If that's okay with you, Lewis?
Yeah,
it's fine. You can touch me there at this corner.
Exactly. Okay. Radio of the day.
For me, this could have been hottest moment of the day, but it was also radio of the day. From hottest, could have been hottest. I could retroactively put this hottest. When George went, these Ferraris are fast in all the right places. It was so sexual to me. You substitute fast for like thick, and it's so.
Yeah.
He's got an erection when he was like, oh, these Ferraris are fast in all the right places. Oh my God. I laughed so audibly.
Yeah. That's a great one.
What did you got? What did you have?
I mean, just Leclerc's. I had a lot of fun with this battle. and then Brian just goes, what did you say? He was just like, good.
I am glad.
I'm glad
you're having fun as Antonelli's disappearing into the distance and you're completely fucking up any chance we have of beating these guys.
Yeah. Karen of the day.
I mean, there wasn't really a lot of Karen. The only Karen I give is, it's not really Karen, but Toto for just making it about himself.
Sure. It could have been Ocon. Ocon had an opportunity to be Karen, but no. Took ownership, took accountability. Yeah. Big from him.
And Lawson complained about his teammate, but he did it in a kind of a chill way. He was like, what are we doing, guys?
I am gonna give Karen to Max Verstappen. I am.
Okay.
Because I think there was a quote. He said something about like, this isn't for real, like real motorsport fans don't like this, but like people who really know motorsport don't like this, but like fans like it, I guess. He said something about that.
It's like, he was like, if you, he's doing divisive sort of politics. He's doing a them versus us.
He's doing a them versus us. I think
real politicians should unite. They shouldn't divide, Max. He's dividing us. He's othering the DTS fans.
Yeah. I mean, Max Verstappen has said that F1 fans in 2026 don't understand racing. And he has said that you never know what you're going to get with the car. You never know if you're going to have a good car again. But if you speak to most drivers, it's not what we like. I don't think it's what real F1 fans like. So he's just like, I don't know.
Yeah, that sucks.
I get it. I get it. I think the benefit of the doubt that you want to give him is that like he's like, this is what you hope. I love Formula One and I hold it to a high fucking standard. And this doesn't meet that standard. But there comes a point a little bit where it's like, you know, like your experience is not the only experience.
Right.
And your opinion is not the only opinion. And I think he's just like, he's coming in really hard. He said, this quote, if someone likes this, then you really don't know what racing is about. It's not fun at all. It's playing Mario Kart. This is not racing. I don't know. Obviously, like he has more of an opinion, a well-versed opinion than fucking either of us. We're just guys who talk about this shit on the internet. But like, I don't know. I just think that he's talking about it as if like this is just what's true. And then there's been enough. There have been enough other people who are saying things that are not this that I like. Well, that's not just the opinion, because he's speaking in declarative sentences about like this is just what it is. This is what it is. And if you're a real fan, you don't like this. If you really know motorsport, you don't like this. And I know that that's a school of thought. There's plenty of people that feel that way. Peter Windsor feels that way. He's like the definition of like the old school hard-nosed racer. But then like, you know, Gunter's not throwing these fucking rules out. Charles Leclerc's not throwing this shit out. Lewis Hamilton's not throwing this shit out. But
I think there's also a rose-colored glasses with these things. Like I can appreciate that there were maybe objectively better facets to the old rules, right? Mm-hmm. Like I can appreciate that it is maybe more fun to brake later, be flat out on the corners. Like I understand all that. But when you're watching as a fan, it wasn't fun to watch cars that couldn't follow. There were very few overtakes. And they pointed this out. Somebody pointed this out on Miss Apex podcast. They were saying like the manufactured, like DRS took at least this battery bullshit. It takes some skill. Like DRS is just a flap that opens. That you just get. That's fucking manufactured. At least battery is something that you need more. You need to manage. And like, you want to talk about manufactured? Something that's none of these guys ever go flat out in qualifying either. They're you can't find a lot of these tracks. You can't go flat out. Otherwise, your tires are cooked by the end of the fucking lap. Right. So this idea that you're always going flat out, and if you wanted to do pure racing, why don't you give these guys tires that don't degrade? Because you're managing that. That's artificial. You could fucking invent tires that don't. They can do it. They can give these guys tires that never fucking degrade, that don't grain, that don't heat up. They can do it. I don't know if that's really true, but they could give them stronger tires. I think like they could. I think your point stands. Like even the refueling era, you had to manage fuel. You watch IndyCar, they have to manage fuel. They have to manage like how they're using their car that's going to burn out the most fuel. You're constantly managing. I think here's my thought on this is like, yeah, we came from an era, or you look back at some of the old times and it's like, it was about like, you know, going flat out or, you know, the purity of racing. Do time trials then. Like time trials, like when you're actually racing against other people, you know, it's like fucking rally. Right.
That's just how fast can you get from point A, and it's just the stopwatch. We're not dealing with other people. There's no passing involved. It's just who can get there the fastest, who's got the biggest balls, who like, you know, it's just that. Qualifying. That's what we talked about. That's what we talked about with Monaco. It's like don't have a race. Just do like 2 days of time trials, 2 days of qualifying sessions. And you know, it's like if it makes the racing more interesting and it makes what's actually happening on track to be fucking more interesting and thrilling, then I don't care. I don't give a fuck.
And this is why you can't listen to these drivers, because and why their experience is not the experience, because you know what other tracks they love to do? They love Monaco. It's a lot of a lot of fucking fun to drive Monaco. They love it. The quali in Monaco is awesome.
Yeah.
There's nothing more fun for a driver than to nail fucking Monaco. But it sucks to watch.
Right.
It's a real.
They win Monaco and they're like, wow, like I've really accomplished something amazing. We're all like fucking asleep watching the television.
And even for the race, even in the procession, they've got to be locked in all times because,
Yeah.
one wrong move
Yeah.
and you're in the wall. You got to be millimeter perfect. It is so you really can't listen to these guys because you take it to the logical. If we're just listening to the drivers and what their experience is, you'd have a million races where it's just really thrilling for them and they get to show off all their skills. But you have no idea. It just sucks to watch.
And it goes back to the fun conversation that there's like almost like a like there was some clip, of on comedians in cars getting coffee way back in the day. And Jerry Seinfeld had the Michael Richards, right? The guy played Kramer.
Yeah.
The disgraced Michael Richard, whatever. He had him on, and he was talking about doing Seinfeld. And what he said to Jerry Seinfeld, he was like, when you look back, he's like, I wish I had more fun. I wish I enjoyed myself more when he was doing it. And Jerry goes, well, that wasn't your job. Your job was to for the audience to have fun, for the audience to laugh. And guess what? You did that in spades. Like, that's what you did. You did your job. Your job wasn't to have fun. It's like people think of fun jobs, right? It's like you get to be like, we get to do a fun job. This is a fun job. And I think that like an element of like the quality of this job is that like if we're having fun, I think they're having fun kind of thing. Right. But it's not always fucking fun. And
nobody wants to hear about me. No one wants to hear about me saying I had to get up really early to do this. It sucks that I have to get up early to do this. It goes back to like saying your experience is not the experience.
Right.
And Max has
had 2 fucking shitty races. Let's see how he feels or what he says about them when he can like be in a battle with someone that has stakes. You know what I mean? Like I think that like, part of why Lewis and Charles were enjoying that obviously is because the car is decent and because they're like, it's like Ferrari's in a decent place right now. But like, let's see how, Max is dropping down to the bottom of the order in every race. Okay. Red flag of the day.
All right, so we gave Karen to who?
I gave it to Max.
Max. So red flag. I Toto making Kimi's shit about himself. Red flag. It has to be.
Sure. And I'll give it to. I mean, I guess it's not McLaren, but whatever the fuck happened there. If this is HPP or whoever the powers that be, Mercedes giving these fucking bullshit engines to their customers who are paying good money for these fucking engines. I got to give it to them. Okay, next race is Japan. Predictions.
I feel like there's some straights, but there's a lot of sweeping corners. I feel like it's going to be similar. I feel like, it's going to be the same shit. It's going to be
the same shit. I guess the question is it going to be Kimi or George?
I'm going to, just because I'm trying to be kinky and I want to have fun, I want to say Kimi, George. Fuck it, Lewis,
Yeah, I think so too. I think Kimi, George, Lewis. Yeah, it'll be a good one. We got these. We're gonna have 2 weeks off after Japan. We're gonna be cooking up some fun stuff for you guys. Leave some comments of what episodes you want to see us do, what you want us to talk about, if there's any ideas that you guys have, because we're going to have a couple weeks off. Want to give you guys, listen, doesn't have to be fun for us. We just want it to be fun for you, because that's what this is. We're in the service fucking industry, and we want you to have a fucking good time at your meal, listening to this podcast. That's what it is.
I'm wearing shorts, by the way, guys. I'm not wearing underwear. It's their shorts. Anyone sees my knees.
But before we go, we gotta thank our daddies of the pod, because this pod would not be possible if it wasn't for our daddies. We gotta thank Kayla, Robin, Jordan Texera, Jay Lingle, Spencer Grieve, Javier Mera, Sheila Valeri, Chandler, Ali Santana, Carla Huarlo, Kimberly Whalen, Alonso, My Face 69, Donya Denad, Deadbeat Daddy Muhammad, Jimmy, Kimmy, sponsored by Mommy of the Pod, Hollister 584, Delusional Science Fan, Kat, Future Dr. Dion, Steph Grossi, Laura, Emily Gillenwater, Cody Hull is my F1 daddy, Branch W, Keep Up the Signs Hate, Hunter Scruggs, Salmonella Mozzarella, I'm a Leclerc fan, and yes, it hurts. Jay Kess, George Russell is evil Peter Parker from Spider-Man 3, Matt Edwards is always right, I wish I was Max and Danny's love child, Delaney Andrews, Henry Caskey, Miles Lewis Alexander, Maggie B, Kaylee Breyer, Eva the Y, Devin, aka the future Dr. Sullivan's PA, Courtney Frazier, Yuki Sonoda's other mother, Jenny is the reason I am a daddy, Megan, Aaron, Pineapple with a Y, Matt has a secret boner for Carlos Sainz, unfortunately it's Gary, Carolina, my name is AJ and fuck the HOA, K-Mag can smash my door any day. The official F1 race program and its executive editor, Sarah. I got tickled by the Tifosi. Hey, Jet, good luck out there. Allison Sane, Zhuzh, F1 Dude Company, Trent Slickman, Code Brown Sonoda, Jerome Ferreira, Colapinto is a fraud, Aaron, Shahid Jeans, Rockstar Chohan, Gotta lick my balls, stay fierce, Charles Leclerc, Truth Bringer, Marma Burns, Arthur Leclerc is hotter, Car Lost Science, OP Groblin, Right Meow, James, DNCTT, Finney, Daddy, Kev, Not Magnuson, Mr. Ed, Bobby, Lando Norris's unofficial girlfriend, why do I always hawk two on this name, Winkin, Lizzie Y, Jafar from afar, Stroll, Pay the Troll Toll to get in the boys' hold, Andrew Prisco, Rojo, the Bambino, and our newest daddy, the great Paul Bino. Honorary Daddy of the Pod this week, every week, one Nicole Piastri. If you want to become a Daddy of the Pod, go to patreon.com/TRFpod, become a benefactor today. We will see you next week, Vegas.
Goodbye, Vankas.
Damn, I'm a boss. I'm a red flag heavy hitter. I'm a